Hey, good afternoon, y'all. John with New York Metro Weather here with an update on the storm system evolving throughout the area later tonight into Friday. Some good news, some bad news. We'll break it all down for you as we go through the video. First thing to discuss, it has trended warmer, which is a good thing if you want to avoid major ice, but we still have some issues to work through. As of this afternoon, most of the precipitation throughout the pretty much entire area is rain. You can see that models are doing a good job. All the snow is way up here in upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire. In the New York Metro, it is a total rainstorm, and it's going to stay that way through tonight. This is valid at around 12 o'clock a.m. Friday morning. Still just rain going on, and it's still that way even through the early morning hours of Friday. Zoom in a bit on the New York City Metro, you can see what's going on. Here's those additional periods of showers through tonight. This is valid at 12 a.m. And then here we have around 5, 6 a.m., some steady rainfall throughout the area. When I mentioned the warmer trend, that means that models have trended warmer with temperatures across the board. So it's not that the storm is speeding up or slowing down. So that ice is coming in here still, though, across parts of northern New Jersey, southeast New York, Orange County, down into Sussex County, really the higher elevations. And it pretty much stays there. This is now valid around 10 a.m. Friday. So we're still rain in the city. And then by the time that ice starts to slide down towards the New York City Metro, this is valid at 1 p.m., the event is ending. So it might end as some sleet or freezing rain maybe in New York City Metro area, Long Island, but we're really not looking at a major ice event at all. In fact, it's entirely possible that the New York City Metro gets out of this event without seeing any snow or sleet, which would be a nice win considering where we were the other day looking at the potential for substantial ice. Checking out the temperatures, you can see models are keeping things really quite warm through Friday morning. And check out this front that develops as we get into Friday morning. This is valid right in the early to mid-morning hours on Friday, actually at 6, 7 a.m. And you can see that it actually shoots up into the 50s on this model right as that rain and that front starts to sink south. So quite a gradient here. We have mid-50s across the northeast New Jersey corridor into the New York City Metro, and we're below freezing in parts of Sussex County. That cold air comes sinking southward. Right as the storm starts to end, it starts sinking southward. Look at that front tightening up. Parts of New Jersey might reach 60 tomorrow, central, southern New Jersey. And then by the time we get into the afternoon, that front slides through and we're all back to these wintry conditions. But again, in terms of impacts, we're really missing that cold shot during the heaviest precipitation. So it's mostly a rain event as it stands right now. Going back and forth with other models, we can look at the NAM model just as an example. Not much change. It works the cold down maybe a little faster, so it ends as a period of scattered sleet and freezing rain in the New York City metro area on Friday afternoon. But again, it's really not that much of a difference, and the majority of this event falls as rain in the metro. If you're in the suburbs, though, there is the risk of the freezing rain. And if we go check out the latest HRRR model and we look at the simulated sleet, just to get an example, most of that, again, is up here in the mountains. It's in northeast PA. It's in central New York. Freezing rain, though, does get down here into parts of northern New Jersey. This is mostly Sussex County, but possibly Passaic and Bergen County as well. The majority of it is up here, though, Orange County and areas further north near Poughkeepsie and the further north you get into New York, more substantial freezing rain, really not much in the city. NAM model we mentioned is a little colder, so we do get some periods of freezing rain down into the city, including areas like Morristown, but that's just a change of a degree or two that causes that difference. So we're going to have to watch that tomorrow morning. All in all, though, again, to kind of summarize, really not that big of a deal of a system in New York, a cold rain. And in fact, if you believe, as we mentioned, if you believe the latest HRRR model, the temperature can shoot up into the 50s early in the morning hours on Friday before this storm system finally slides through, with an improving but colder weekend expected after that. Let's take some of your questions. We had a couple of them on Twitter. We love diving into the questions with you guys. One of the main questions was the driving conditions. We got a couple driving questions tomorrow. Really, with the warmer trends, and again, we will have to monitor to make sure that that freezing rain stays to the north and the temperatures do warm up as modeled. But with the warmer trends, the driving conditions are just going to be slick and rainy as opposed to ice or sleet. So this is, again, valid at around 8, 10 a.m. On Friday, and the model is indicating rain. So if you're driving up from D.C. towards Philly, New York, this is all rain. It's a cold rain, and you want to watch for slick spots and be careful. But all the ice is up here in the mountains of northern New Jersey, southeast New York, and northeast PA. It could, again, end as a brief period of sleet or freezing rain, but in terms of impacts, it's not looking like the metro itself or any of the metro from New York City to Philly will be impacted directly by ice. Another question we got was in regards to flooding, flash flooding in particular. This does not look like a flash flood event. There is a decent amount of precipitation, with models suggesting about an inch of rainfall in the New York City metro, but it falls over several hours, and we haven't had any, tremendously impactful storms over the last week or two or month. It hasn't been like it was back in the summertime when we were getting storm after storm. So we can handle an inch of rain. I don't anticipate any flash flooding, although it is possible, as always, that you do see some urban or small stream flooding of poor drainage areas as that rain kind of continues into a Friday morning. So let's summarize it once again before we wrap up today, and you'll find us being very grateful that we don't have another winter storm coming. But here we are through tonight. We have showers ongoing. It's going to be a crappy night. Temperatures in the 40s, cloudy, dreary, rainy all through tonight. Friday morning, much of that continues. Precipitation intensity actually picks up a bit on Friday morning. We start to see some freezing rain and icy conditions further north in southeast New York, the interior, higher elevations. But in the city, it remains warm enough that this is a rain event. Temperatures will drop by the time we get into Friday afternoon. We could see things end as a period of sleet or freezing rain in the New York City metro and northern New Jersey, as well as southeast New York. But for the metro, this is mostly rain, even if it does end as a quick period of rain through Friday. And then we gradually clear out Friday night. And moving ahead into the weekend and checking out some other models really quickly for the weekend, it really is not too much to be worried about. Maybe a few isolated snow showers around Saturday morning. Nothing too crazy really in terms of impacts. And then the pattern kind of clears out through the weekend. If we look at temperatures as they are forecast to feel like on Saturday, much colder. So it's going to be feeling like the single digits and the teens again. And then looking at the European model for Sunday, you can see that cold really comes diving back down Saturday. By the time we get to Sunday afternoon, a little warmer. It's going to be feeling like the 20s maybe, but still we're back into that colder pattern. So a nicer weekend ahead. Generally, we're avoiding major impacts from this storm. But keep an eye out in the suburbs and the higher elevations for some ice on Friday morning as the system evolves through the area. That's all we got for today. Take care, guys. We will have a full update for you on Friday, looking ahead to the weekend and then next week as well. We'll talk to you soon.